Here's a name I can say from the Eradicator.
People of the verse, hello and welcome to this channel. This is good old Erad here, the Eradicator, and we are having a look at the Jared who seems proud of himself. And I gotta tell you guys, this time he shall be proud of himself because look at that, we have a 13-minute episode, which is more than twice the length of the episode we had last week, which is already a good sign. But gotta tell you guys, spoilers if you haven't seen this Inside Star Citizen episode, and I heavily suggest that you do because it's a good one. Yeah, well, it is a good one. So let's get started, and we're going to talk about one of those segments here, another corporate segment here where they're showing us the office here in the UK, and this time they are going to show us this kind of strike team that they did talk about a couple of months ago, which is entirely dedicated to improving the flight experience, you know, when we are in vehicles, and they are showing us some of the members of that team, their backgrounds. So we got somebody here who is a big fan of speed, and that is going to be his job. His job is going to be is going to try to retranscribe speed, the sensation that he's getting when he's flying those real-life vehicles into the game inside Star Citizen. And I think that this is quite awesome that they are bringing in those experts who definitely know their thing, and they are giving the proper feedback to then the devs who are going to then try to adjust their work based on what the feedback of from what their feedback is going to bring to the table. So I think that it is a very good idea. And not just that, of course, we have more members who are specialized in other thing. This person, Yogi Cloud, he is more in CDO Auto Program, but he's also bringing his own insight. We also have a glide pilot here, which I think is also very interesting. And this glide pilot here is telling us something very interesting that we have been able to see in the PU for quite some time. He's basically bringing his own experience as a pilot and trying to tell the devs how to retranscribe that into the verse. So what he's telling us is that when he's flying his glide, basically the thing is that, of course, our head is not always straight in front. Our sight is more gearing towards where the location we are going, and this is where we've had those recent cockpit cockpit views that have changed a little bit, when, for example, in the verse, when you're looking on the side, and when you are flying towards the left or right, then your eyes is looking at the left or right. And this is an improvement that we have seen in the verse lately, and this is the explanation as of why it is all thanks to the people of that strike team. So I also thought that this was quite this was interesting to see where these guys are coming from, where these IDs are coming from, and it's great to also see a little bit who is doing what. I also enjoy that this is a 13-minute episode of Inside Star Citizen, and this segment did not stick along for too much. We only had this segment for about 6 minutes, 7. That was actually longer than I thought, right? We had this episode for about half of the episode was about it, but again, on a 13 minutes episode, that is not that much. I think that it was quite necessary to talk about it, so that it's important to know the legitimacy. I would say that this specific part of this Inside Star Citizen was really talking about why these guys are legit, because of their experience and what they are bringing to the table to make our flight experience a little bit better. And I enjoyed it. Normally, I don't enjoy those type of segments in Inside Star Citizen, but I thought that this time it was a good choice that made a lot of sense and enlightened us a little bit. But that was not the juiciest part. The juiciest parts are coming after, with some of the props. Here they're showing us some of the props that are going to be in the prison. Unfortunately, the ring here, the wrestling ring or boxing ring, whatever they want to call it, is only going to be for prisons. That's a shame. I wish that we could have some kind of underground bar, underground bar or underground room under the Lorville bar, for example. I think that it would be more legitimate. Apparently, we're also going to have some extra tools when we are in prison, like maybe knives that we'll be able to find. They've also shown us the jumpsuit with a specific rucksack that's going to be for the prison as well. But this thought was quite breathtaking, in my opinion, guys. Look at this. These are some of the new textures that we are going to see on the planets. Here they're showing us textures that we will see in the future on Selene. Especially these are textures that are They've been craved or modified by volcanic activities, and just look at how gorgeous this is going to look. This is absolutely breathtaking, and it is going to take moons and planets of Star Citizen one step further to being, as photorealistic as it can get, and that is absolutely fantastic. But look at how beautiful that is. I cannot wait to finally experience that. Some mushrooms here, some of those harvestables that we are going to have on Microtech. Apparently these mushrooms are going to grow on those dead trees, so I really wonder if we're going to see more of those harvestables than those that we were supposed to find on Hurston, because right now we can't really find those pitambu fruits, right? Some of the props here, look at these hummingbirds here, holo hummingbirds, and dragonfly, literal dragonfly holos on top of those plants here, scheduled to be released here in Microtech. Some extra animations and explosions for mining as well, which is definitely looking quite awesome, if you'd ask me. Not a big fan of mining, but this is going to make it a little bit more exciting. And this, guys, oh my gosh, this is so juicy what we are looking at here. We are looking at the new entry effects for atmospherical entry effects so far, especially when you're going to places that don't have a quantum travel access, and these are the only cases where you actually have atmosphere entry. But look at how amazing this is looking. There's no word as of when is this coming up in Star Citizen. My guess would be 3.9, but we still don't know. We also had a look here at the Cutlass Blue. They actually said that they have several liveries for the Cutlass Blue. Personally, that one here is my favorite. This one not so much, because where's the blue, right? It's interesting, so let's make a pause here. Personally, the B here is my favorite. I'll try to see if there's like a place where we can vote or something. This is my second favorite here. This one is my least favorite. By the way, guys, something that they didn't talk about, but for example, did you notice, like when you fly the Cutlass Red, you have these ambulance lights? Did you actually notice that the Cutlass Blue has police lights, and you can see them here on the side? And each of these variants of the Cutlass Blue actually do have those police lights. So it's going to be really interesting to see if if we will actually have access to those police lights in the future. When we are going to have the Cutlass Blue, if they are going to work just like you press T with the Cutlass Red and you have those ambulance lights. We press T with the Cutlass Blue, we're gonna have those police lights. This alone makes me want to have a Cutlass Blue in addition to my Cutlass Red, because the Cutlass Red, let's face it, guys, it is great for respawning, but it's not fantastic for combat, at least from my own experience so far. So I definitely expect the Cutlass Blue to be a little bit better, a little bit more effective at combat. Here we're having some of those prison pods that are going to be inside the Cutlass Blue. We should also expect to have at least one, or at least just one, right, in the Hawk as well. DG360, my buddy DG, was wondering if the Hawk is going to get some rework, because these look pretty fat for the Hawk, so maybe the Hawk is going to need a little adjustment here to hold these, or maybe it's going to be big enough. I don't know. I don't have a knock, but if you have a knock and you're a little bit concerned about that, please tell me in the comments down below. So yeah, a lot of excitement so far. I cannot wait to catch some of the criminals here instead of just eradicating them. Some of them require no disintegration, and I would comply. I would oblige if I have to. Some look at the Carrick here. This was in the newsletter this week, the sneak peek of the newsletter. Look at how massive that Carrick is, guys. This looks like some cargo here. Look at the airlock. Look at how tiny the airlocks look. The airlock looks compared to the rest of the ship. Well, it's a big ship. The ship is over 100 meters long, and almost like a mini capital ship. So not surprised to see that the airlock looks that small. Yeah, I remember on my Discord, Anak keeps on saying, "Oh, Irad, you're going to regret not having a Carrick." When I saw that, I was like, man, it's not so bad, right? So it makes me feel a little bit bad not to have a Carrick. And we got to see a little bit of the interior of the Carrick that we could not see during CitizenCon, so it was great to see those extra tidbits of spoilers for what is going to come in the near future. And look at that! This is the face. Let's Let's bring it back here. This is the face of a happy man. This is the face of someone who knows that he did his job well this time. And that's not all he's going to bring us. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Look at this, guys, and this makes me feel a bit less bad not to have a Carrick, because that's my baby. The C2 Hercules, the big, massive, fat transporter, 624 SCU of cargo capacity, by the way, guys, in case you guys were wondering. And it can have 2 ballista for one. We can see still in white box phase. Of course, for you guys who are wondering, oh, why don't we have so much details? That's because it's white box. We're still at the very beginning of the work here. We don't know when this is going to be available. If it's a white box, I expect probably not a 4.0, maybe 4.1, but we've also got some news regarding 4.1, guys. We know, and this is something that we can see in our side right now because of the Valentine's Day article. We know that it starts in Alpha 4.1. The Mercury Star Runner will be flight ready, and that is awesome. That is absolutely great for all of you guys who have a Mercury. I know the Mercury is a big popular ship. You guys love the Mercury, so I hope that you are as excited as I am for the Mercury. So there we go. This is a little bit of the layout here of the interior of the city with not a lot of details. What is this? Is this the bathroom? You know, I don't know. Right? Interesting to see those round doors here. Is this going to be a staple of the style of Crusader Industries? I don't know. I guess we'll see in the future. And look at that, 2 ballistas can fit in the car. Let's slow down a little, because this went a little bit too fast in inside story. So what do we have here? At the beginning, we have the bridge. We know that the bridge is in the front. We've got the escape pods here just behind the bridge. That makes sense to have some turret here. Lift and cargo is going to be this way here, which is where you are also going to have the 2 ballistas. So even if you have 1 ballista, a second ballista, you still have enough room for quite a lot of cargo, which is awesome. The sleeping quarters are going to be in the back behind the cargo room. That's interesting. So we're going to have to walk all this way to go to the bridge back and forth, and the engine room is going to be in the back. So this is the layout of the Crusader C2 Hercules. Awesome. And that's pretty much it for this episode, guys. So I thought it was pretty good. The best in Star Citizen, in my opinion, that we've seen in a long time. I'm giving this one a 10 out of 10. This is not every day that I'm saying this. I've been whining about about the community content since the beginning of the year. Finally, we've got something that is up to our expectations, in my opinion, at least. Please tell me also in the comments down below if you were pleased with this episode. Personally, as far as I'm concerned, I was really happy. But of course, that is just my opinion. Your opinion matters far more than my own opinion. So please tell me in the chat down below. Also, guys, this month I'm giving away a Mustang Beta. Actually, I'm not giving away. Dragon Ghost, a member of this community, is giving away a Mustang Beta. All you need to do, the chance of winning, is to be a subscriber of this channel and to comment to any videos posted this month. The winner will be announced early March. Good luck to everybody. Also, I am giving away money, $50 in gift cards. This is for all of my Patreons who support me on the crowdfunding website Patreon. Please check the link in the description down below. Please start at $1 a month. That really help this channel a lot to bring to you daily Star Citizen content. And that's all for this video, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching. This is the Eradicator. I am signing out.